My name is Ron Evans. I'm an artist, although I've been called much worse. I also own and run RadarStation Art Gallery, Art Lounge. It's gone through a lot of name changes, but it's basically a place where you can come get a drink and watch some entertainment, good music, kooky movies, and see robots and spaceships, although that's not exclusively what we feature here. And we do have publications to read. These are hot off the press. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but things ain't looking so good for Mr. Roosevelt. I've been doing RadarStation for 4 years now. Started in my house as what it was originally going to be my own gallery, showing off my own art every 3 to 6 months whenever I had a new collection to show. And it immediately was successful. People came to it and they wanted more. They wanted more artists. So I started focusing on other artists and it became a monthly thing. I was having art shows in my house, which rapidly got out of hand, but I did that for 2 years. That was RadarStation, and at the same time I started RadarStation magazine, and that was how I developed some trusting relationships with a lot of well-known nationally acclaimed artists. When I first moved into 115 South Wenatchee Ave, I rented the entire space, and it was a lot. It was a lot of space. I look back at some of those earlier images, and there was a lot of art in here because I'd been doing RadarStation for 2 years, but it was a lot just to take care of, just the sweeping and the cobwebs. It's a lot of real estate for what I needed to do. My landlords, the Yennies, actually took over the main portion of the front gallery space. We put up a little movable wall. It's just a divider wall. But it's changed everything for the better because you now have this beautiful, open, pristine gallery. It's a quality gallery. I think the gallery that they have made, which is called Collapse Contemporary Art Gallery, I think it's one of the best places to hang in Wenatchee now, by far. And they've got some quality shows coming up. But what really has appealed to me about, and to a lot of the people that have been coming to RadarStation forever, is when you walk in, you get that experience like, what is this? It's just a little boutique thing, but something's happening back here. And you do this thing where you fade from the light into my dark cave of weirdness. And it's sort of this speakeasy vibe. Like it really is set up like a speakeasy now. It's like this little bar thing happening back here with B movies playing on the screen and spaceshipy things and a stage. And maybe some stand-up comedy or a burlesque troupe happen, and it's all going on right behind this legitimate front. Splitting up the space, splitting up the costs has been huge for continuing the RadarStation train of weirdness. RadarStation never really worked as a boutique. Where it's blown up is utilizing it as an event space. So if you think about it more like you would the PAC or some of the local theater houses, if there's an event, we're open and we're serving booze and we're selling goods and we're watching movies or listening to good music or stand-up comedy. And when there's nothing going on, I'm closed, working on the Comet magazine or RadarStation magazine somewhere else. We also have open mic every Thursday night, unless there's an event. But I usually bump the events to a different day because the open mics have been really popular. Those alone have been paying my rent. It's really been good. I knew we'd have some good music and some poetry up there. The big surprise has been the quality of local comedians and how that plays in a crowd of 30 or 40 people. And a lot of these comedians, their very first performances ever was right there on world famous Ray Gun stage. So I'm pretty proud of that, how that's developed.